Hey there! Today we have a pen that's highly esteemed because it is the Diplomat Esteem. And I've reviewed Diplomat pens before. I'm just going to say Diplomat because it's a little easier in English. It's a nice brand, German brand, since 1922, and I've always liked their logo. I think it's really nice. So you have this pen, cardboard outer sleeve, box. I have always enjoyed Diplomat's boxes because they don't make a lot of sense to me, and yet I find it a very cool concept. If you've never seen one, this is metal over cardboard. So you kind of push that out. It's actually not that easy. This I'm not going to throw because that could lead to health hazards. I mean, it's metal, so it's just strange, but I think it works. Diplomat, little cutout in the corner, and then there is the pen. This is the Esteem in black. You can also get the Esteem in other colors, but this one is the black. A whole bunch of stuff in there, little, oh sorry you didn't see that, little warranty booklet and such, which is surprisingly thick. I mean, that's a lot of stuff, but it's a whole bunch of languages, filling instructions, etc. And then 3 cartridges plus sort of a clear one that they put in the back. You can put that in the back too if you use it with cartridges. You put in one cartridge and you can put in a second cartridge in the back, so you have a spare. But if you don't want to do that, you can always do this. Put it in the back. This is just, it's not an empty cartridge, it's actually a hollow cartridge. But that way your cartridge won't fall out if you enjoy such a thing. Here we have the Esteem. Okay, the Esteem is about $60, so it's not a super expensive pen. It's not a cheap pen, but it's not super expensive, so I think that will be interesting to have a look at. And that's what we're going to do next. I'm going to cover the parts of the pen, I'll tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and then I'll do a writing sample. I'll start at the very top of the pen. Right there you have this finial, and I really like it because it has that logo. I'm not sure if it's sort of like a clover or I just like it, a fleur-de-lis, but not really. I just like it. I think it's a neat thing. It's also in a sort of a plastic clear dome, so it looks fairly neat. Clip, simple, has that open-end thing that I think all Diplomats have. I really like that. It's a fairly stiff clip, but usable for sure. We have the cap. It's a matte black finish, and I think it's metal. And then there is the barrel and a little end cap there, all very shiny chrome. The cap just pops off. You have a plastic black section and a nib steel. It has that logo on there again. It also says Diplomat since 1922 and fine. And what I really liked on this pen was the feed. It's very flat. It almost looks like the shadow of the nib, and I enjoyed that. I don't think I've seen a lot of those types of feeds. Usually it's something with combs or fins in the bottom. This is very flat. I think it looks neat. Cartridge converter filled pen. Clearly comes with a whole bunch of cartridges, but also comes with a Diplomat converter. Nice thing about Diplomat converters is that they are just standard international, and I found that they fit a lot of different pens too. So if you have a Diplomat converter, it will probably fit on a number of other pen models. Okay, for the record, the pen posts securely, has a little lip in the end cap, pops on there, very secure, and makes for a very nicely sized pen, quite big actually, unposted. You can even use that very comfortably as well, I would say. The section, as I said, is plastic. It may be a little bit slippery, but it's not horrible. Okay, so as far as Diplomats go, this is not the most expensive one. It's also not, super cheap one. But I think it has some nice things going for it. One of it is that I think this looks like a nice, classic and classy pen. There's nothing extremely fancy about it. It's kind of understated, and sometimes that's all you need. It works. I like the nib. A lot of Diplomat nibs that I've used are a little springy, and as you can see on this one too, even though it's just humble steel, nothing fancy, you see that the tines are quite long and fairly thin. So usually you can get a little bit of line variation out of that. I like all of that. I like the metal barrel and cap. It makes for a robust pen. It would be great if the section was metal too, but I guess this was just a bit cheaper or something. It also looks like it's injection molded. There actually are seams on there, but it is what it is. It writes well enough. It's fine. It's definitely a fine nib, but it writes decently enough, I think. I think it's just neat. Also, given the price, you get a pen that feels solid. I don't see a single part of this pen that makes me think, that's kind of cheap, or they didn't do that well. This is pretty much what you see is what you get, and what you pay for is what you get type of pen. So I think it's very nice. Things I don't like about it so much. Well, that posting is nice. It's also relatively deep, I guess. Not super deeply, but it's okay. The pen does get very long though. And I think it would be nice if it would be just a little deeper, but probably not possible technically or something. So I think that is definitely I don't know, it feels a little off balance to me. Apart from that, there isn't really anything about this pen that I really strongly dislike. As I said, you can feel the seams of the injection molding on the section. I can try to show you that in close up, but it's kind of hard to see. I don't think the camera really picked that up. There's a line going down there. But it's very fine, you can feel it a bit, nothing terrible. So that's it. There isn't really anything that truly bothers me about this pen. So I think we just need to see it in action. That's what's coming up next. Dimensions of the pen as well as high resolution pictures, as always taken by the inimitable Gourmet Pens, are on the website, sbrebrown.com. We should see the pen in action. We'll do that now. Hope this was useful so far, and I'll gladly see you later. Bye bye. Yeah. The Diplomat Esteem in fan. And the ink, I really don't know. I'm sorry, I forget. Sometimes I don't remember. I do a lot of these things. It's the 7 writing sample I've done today. I don't remember. Bear with me. I'm pretty sure it was a bookbinder's ink, but I don't know which one. So, there we go. Feedbacky nib. You can probably hear it. This is very smooth Rhodia paper, and to be honest, for me this is too much feedback. Skip there, but I think that was both times where I did something wrong, but I could be off there. In any case, pretty consistent ink flow, which is nice. Wetness. This definitely doesn't strike me as a super wet nib, and I don't think it really is. Line variation. You see that pretty quickly the nib starts to railroad. So there isn't really a lot of line variation to be had, because, I mean, you can, of course, go really slow, but even then it just railroads. So this is not a nib you want to buy for its springiness. A bit of reverse writing, go to extra fine, and it just runs dry, so you can't really buy it for that either. So, there you have it. It's an interesting pen, I think, but I don't really like this nib. Hope this was useful, and I'll gladly see you later. Bye bye.